Whoa, y'all know what it is. Don't play with us, play with your kids. It's that time of the week to hear us speak. This is Universal Citizens. As always, y'all know I couldn't do this without my other two pillars on this pyramid. I got my boy CJ. What's happening?
What's going down, man? I'm chilling.
Ain't shit. Renee, where you at?
Hey, I'm here. I'm here for another week.
Like my old folks say, I'm here. I'm kicking not too high. Look here, make sure y'all get on social media and check us out. Make sure y'all get on Instagram, follow the podcast page at Universal_Citizen318. Follow myself at TRoss_318. Follow my man Renell at RenellJ. Follow CJ at A_humble_center. And always, as always, remember this show is sponsored by A Humble Center. Please get your copy on Amazon, add it to your Kindle, however y'all read y'all books these days. Make sure y'all go ahead and add that. So, fellas, everybody week been good? Everybody straight?
Hey, we did the Corona wedding.
A Corona wedding. How did that go?
Hey, it was annoying at points to wear the mask, but it's always good to see your family. So it turned out good. Like I'm gonna tell you right now, if you out there and you ain't seen your family in a while, go see your family.
Family.
Look. It did feel real good to be around the family. I don't know if that's because we hadn't been around each other because of that. I don't know. But I will tell you what. When the lady, look, Ross, we was in there, and look, once we got to the reception little place, Ross, I could tell around the room, everybody had got a little loose with the masks, Ross. Look, the man was coming down. People were holding them in their hand, hanging out their ear.
Was it an open bar?
So look, it was a little open bar.
Ain't no mask. What you mean a mask?
So look, the lady came over the PA system though, Ross, and she made an announcement that like, put your damn mask on.
The lady that was like over the event or that was over the place?
Yeah, she was over the place.
Oh, so she was keeping tabs on you fine people.
She said she said these are not my rules. These are from the governor. Will you at least listen to him?
Man, don't nobody give a damn about that. But hey, that's the way it is. I mean, you know, that's the way it is out here. I mean, you gotta wear a mask everywhere. I mean, I feel like we go over this every week. These masks ain't going nowhere.
No.
This is what it is. We are in the time of the mask. So
yeah.
I mean, that's just kind of where we at with it these days. So, you know, okay, well, we ain't gonna waste no time. Let's go on and get into it. But first of all, I just want to say, I'm so glad. I know this kind of just off topic, but I'm glad that sports is back. I know that's off topic, but I just want to throw it out there because I'm going to see my boy play tomorrow, and I'm just excited. So I just want to throw that out there. I'm glad that some stuff is kind of opening up, and we are able to go and, you know, catch a few things.
Well, look, you know, it's crazy that you say that because, man, you know, they announced around here that they going to let them boys play coming in October. And then, you know, we got our cousin that's out there, you know, in the Dallas area. And they said they about to start up. And, boy, I ain't lying. I was like, man, I'm glad, man. You know we be going to see that ball, Ross.
Oh, yeah. I know. I mean, that's what I'm saying. Like, and this is first high school game. So, because his actual first game got canceled. So, I had to reschedule this one because they had storms and stuff. So, get to catch this one. My plan was to go to this one all along. So, but anyway, that's neither here nor there. Shout out to the young fella. We're going to go on and get into it. So, fellas, with this first question, I think this is something that a lot of people can kind of relate to. How do we think, or how do African-American millennials feel about church? And I really want to, let me paraphrase that because me and Chester are considered the millennials. Yeah, you know, you might be on the other end.
Close, Ross. I think he made it, Ross.
He made it?
Wow.
Okay. So we all millennials.
Ross.
I like to call it OG millennial.
Yeah.
But you You got them millennials like after, I'd say after baby bro was born. So from 91 on. So how do you think those millennials feel about the church or about church?
Well, watch this, Ross. I think I was talking to my daddy about this because he was just telling me, look, he was telling me about how he had started going back to church since the corona or whatever. And we was kind of talking about that, and I think I asked him, like, man, you got to wear a mask in there, whatever. And so it just made me think about, like, I was like, well, are we even going to church anymore? Because we go where we go, but since the corona thing, I haven't even thought twice about it. If I'm going to do anything with church, it be online, or honestly, I just kind of do it on my own. Like, I mean, I got my Bible, I got my garage, my quiet space.
That's church.
And that's church, bro. Yes.
That's church.
Yes. And every now and then, watch this, every now and then I do be one to go to church.
Actual church.
Right. But I just was thinking, like, watch this, not even do we do it, because I know we still do, but how do we really feel about it? Do we feel like we have to do that? Like, growing up, I know certain people, Sunday, they had to go to church, but I think those millennials are still going, but what y'all think about that?
Okay. This is my take on it. And I just made the millennial. My take on it is like this. I think as society grows, when I say grow, sometimes you can get too smart for things. You can start thinking that you're doing this on your own. Oh, I got the internet. I can look up. God ain't blessed me with this. I got this because of this and that. Like, I think that sometimes, like, people minimize the church and what they believe in because they so, like, they into more things. Like, back in the day, our grandparents and parents, like, they went to church. It was like a ritual. It was like a thing they had to do or whatever. They felt like they had to do it. So now, you got online. You can do it this way. You can do it this way. You can send your tithes in a way. You can do all that. So we move so fast, like, we don't really have time to, like, sit in church like this. So we like, man, I could just watch it on TV at my house and all that. But I think, too, a lot of the churches didn't grow with the new age. Like, everything got to grow. So if you got a preacher still doing that same, how they do, that same, that same tone, Yeah, Ross. He about to close. They doing the same tithing, and you don't really respect it because you didn't, like, seen it so long, you get drawn out from it.
Well, I think that's what I mean. Like, I think that's kind of what I was thinking, dude. Like, but I think we still going to them churches, dude, and we sitting up underneath that same old.
It's tradition. Some of the church that we go to is because of tradition. But I think you gotta find, as a millennial, you gotta as a millennial, whatever, you gotta find a balance between, like, if you believe in God, you still got to go to church, but you got to find something that caters to how, they then move forward towards the new age or whatever. And a lot of people haven't found that. So they we start saying, like, oh, we spiritual. We ain't going to the church because that's old school or whatever. So it's like, I used to be like that. I used to be looking at my watch like, oh, man, is he going to close? But then when I got a dude that I felt like taught it the right way and, like, cater to the new age, is cool. So I think you just got to find that balance between what church fit for you. Because, like, the tithes, too, like, we like, man, we know they out here giving all their money to this dude. This church still in this same T building, this little old house. What is he doing with it? Like, but then you see another church, they doing carnivals and fairs, and you like, I'm with that. So it's like, I just think you gotta still find your balance between, like, going to church, because you got to go to the house still, I feel like. But they got to upgrade themselves too. Everything else to upgrade. We got gas cars. I mean, we got electric cars and all that. The church got to just grow with the times, in my opinion.
Well, you know what they say, like, going to church, just because you go to church for the church house, I can go stand in the damn garage. That don't mean I'm a cult. So just because you go to the church house don't mean you're a Christian. So it's like, I think these millennials, I think they kind of, like you said, they kind of get into the I'm spiritual or whatever. Like, I think they thinking on a, they not falling into the tradition. They kind of thinking for themselves, and they taking the word for what it is, and they kind of taking that because it say you got to have a personal relationship. So I think they taking that, and they just like, some of them might be implementing it in their life, however they feel like it fit in their life, and then some people might be actually doing it the right way. So I mean, these millennials, man, they different, man. They think way different. Like the younger version,
the younger.
The younger version and the generation, Z, I think they call it.
Yeah.
Man, they think they so weird. Like they wear hoodies when it's 110 degrees outside. Like, hey, what's wrong with you? Like, it just don't make sense. So, I think they take on church is gonna be way different than the way we was brought up. Like every Sunday, and Wednesday you gonna be there. Depend on how you came up. And your ass will be at Vacation Bible School. You
will be at Vacation Bible School.
Now, Ross, I'm gonna tell you this: we was at Vacation Bible School for sure.
Oh yeah.
But let me ask you this: was it just because it was free daycare?
Bingo, buddy.
So, but watch this. Look, what Renee said. I'm like, look, dude, like, yeah, it's ritual for us to go like that to church, but really, is it, or is it some bullshit? Because watch this, Ross. When do we go to church?
Mother's Day.
Okay, Ross, you when else?
Mother's Day, maybe Christmas, New Year's. What else you got? Easter. Oh, I forget Easter. Oh man, y'all got to pull them fly suits and them big ass hats out on Easter. What? I can never forget that one.
Now look, Ross.
Ross,
I'm younger, Ross. So look, I'm younger, Ross. So let's see what Big Brother thinks. But growing up in our house, we went to church, but we ain't go to church every Sunday. But we was going on them holidays.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Well, I'm gonna say this, like I say, like I feel like it's a lot of tradition with them older churches. I feel like you have to find the church that fits you. Because like I say, I used to watch the clock at some churches, and then some churches I've been to, and I'm like, man, it's over already. So I think it just depends on, you got to find your own, what work for you. You might, because I don't like some churches I like the choir. Some churches I don't. Some churches I like the preacher. Some churches I don't. Some churches I, like you say, Vacation Bible School, I'm like, they're so old school, like, like, just think you got to find your balance between it. But I do think if you believe in God, you need to be present. Because they're online, bro. They're online can just like, we didn't all watched online and we didn't all went. You feel better when you go, but I do understand. So it's like the millennials, they just ain't going for no BS. You just can't tell them no anything. Like, Sister Johnson say you got to wear this and do this and do that. They're not just going for that. Like, you got to change the times. You got to change.
Dude, I went one time.
Kiss her ass.
I went one time to a Bible study. Well, no, not Bible study. What they call it before church? Sunday school.
Oh God, I used to hate this.
Sunday school.
Look, Sunday school, dude. I was with my daddy. I went to church with them one time. This was years ago. Dude, no disrespect to nobody. I love everybody.
Uh-oh, that means it's about to be some disrespect coming.
There's definitely disrespect.
Look, Ross, the lady had to be like in her 80s who was teaching the class. And it was like a few young, it was like a younger crowd that she was like in there teaching. And I was just like, man, this is not gonna work. Like, I mean,
well, how old were you?
Oh man, I was probably like late 20s at the time.
Oh, okay. Well, good.
But that goes to what he's saying though about like the tradition and how, you definitely got to find a place that go for you. But it make me think about something else. You know how some people, they just go to that church that they go to because they under their family tradition.
Right. Like this
and
is the church I went to.
They can't break out and find what they really want.
Yeah. Because the pastor baptized your mama and then baptized you, and now you want them to baptize your baby. That's cool. Just want to let it be known we not throwing no shade at nobody that chooses to go to the church house, because we all was raised in that church house. So it ain't no shade. We just trying to find the differences of what we was brought up on versus these new people that are out here and how they worship, or how do you call it, or you know what I mean? Like, how do they do it? Because I don't know.
It's like what you.
Well, like you say,
we gotta respect. Like you saying, you gotta respect however they find out a way to do
it. Yeah. Like, however you come as you are.
That's what I'm finna say. That's another thing. Like, man, you can't be judging me because I come in there with the new Proud Father shirt I got on right now and some Timberland.
You gotta promote the brand. Come on.
Y'all promote the brand, Ross. Y'all promote the brand. But I'm like, if I come in there, if you say come as you are, I don't need Sister Betty Johnson.
Betty gonna look at you.
Yeah, she can't look at me like, where's Sue at? Where's Square Toes at? It's like, bro, because that's when you run people away from the church before they find a new church. And they think is, I'm just not going to church at all. So it's like, if you don't adapt to it, you can run people away from the church or whatever. Like, man, let them people go to what church they're going to go to. And if they, like, I guess like you're saying, if they choose to do it online,
let them do
that's what they doing, man. Like, you can't stop them because some of them old voices don't reach their ears like it reached to Betty Johnson. So
these young kids ain't trying to hear them Negro spirituals. Like, I'm sorry, it's just
they're not trying to hear the announcements.
They not trying to hear that we will be serving collard greens, and they ain't trying to hear.
They're not trying to hear the sick and shut in.
Oh, that sick and shut in. Man, it's always that one person that's on the sick and shut in list. I've been on there for damn near 8 months.
Look, somebody gonna get us for talking about this black church, boy.
Yeah, that's fine though. We just throwing it out there. It's just real. We done all been raised up in that church house.
We're not trying to hear Betty get that solo.
Oh Lord. Look, this is how I knew church was about to be over, when they do that when they open the doors of the church. Now, the particular church I went to, they would sing that song, I love the Lord, he heard my cry. Come on, y'all know that shit. Come on, sing it with me. Y'all know that damn song. But anyway, I don't mean to be cussing and talk about church house, whatever.
So yeah, my last take on it is like, man, you just got to adapt with the times. And, man, these new people, like, don't push them away by trying to throw your tradition on them. Let them find their own lane and let them do them, whatever.
Yeah, that's all it is. Just don't be, because I mean, I'm having to figure out how to deal with these millennials and Generation Z myself. I got one, so it's like I gotta adapt to the time. So it's like you just can't judge people for the way they choose to do what they do. I mean, that's what it is. So now this next one. Now I feel like I don't even need to introduce this one. I'm gonna let somebody else bring this one in because they might handle it a little bit better. So,
okay, well,
you go bring this one in a little bit.
Let's throw a PG label on it. So, you know what I'm saying? Like, the question is, like, people that, let's just say this first off. 90% of African Americans, Black Americans in the United States, we all come from the hood most of the time. So I was thinking, like, when you come from the hood and you do a little bit better and you get out of the hood, when you go back, the way they treat you is kind of like you doing wrong, or it's kind of like you as a person that came from it sometimes look at them like, man, why you ain't trying to get out of it? Like, because I'm going to tell you, I was listening to Big Sean album, and he made a statement like, they didn't trick us to think this is our environment. Like, man, y'all should be proud of this. Like, this y'all spot. And it's like, when you in the hood, I was thinking, like, the other day I went just to get gas or something, and it was like the little winos. I don't even know that's probably was wrong. But the dudes that be outside the store that's older, that's got substance abuse from drinking or drugs, it's like we treat them so bad. It's like we treat them like Man, I give you you give a dude $1 to wash your Cadillac Escalade. You know,
I still give a nigga $5 to wash my white walls.
Yeah, you give him $2.11 a beer to do this, and it's like, man, that's somebody daddy, that's somebody uncle, that's somebody cousin. I would God forbid to be my daddy. And it's like, man, it's like the hood kind of like, I think we too proud. The people that's in the hood are too proud to be there, and they almost, I think subconsciously they scared to leave it. Because, you know, we drive by a nice neighborhood or a nice car pull up to the hood, and that's white people stuff. Like, we think we associate good things with white people stuff, but the hood, oh, that's us. We love it. We got it tattooed on us. We got it like, we love it. You know what I'm saying? It's like, man, I was thinking like, man, it's nothing wrong with doing better. You can't help where you start, but you need to try to like progress from it and not be so proud of it. Like, dude, you better than this. And like when you a dude from the hood and you come back, they treat you like, hey man, like you fool. You know, and it's like, look, I just think we should do better with it.
Yeah, Ross, look, that's what happened the other day, Ross. I'm going to get my little girl from school, and her school is smack dab right in the hood.
I know it.
So I'm going over there to the raceway to get my gas.
So yeah. When you said raceway, that was the first one I thought about. So that's where you was at.
Yes, you know,
okay.
You know her school right behind them.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
So look, I'm going there to get me, you know, I need a little gas, tap me a little gas in there. And then what's crazy about it is that I don't live around there in the hood. I work around there all day, but I don't live around there. But when I come to go to get my gas, it's like I be wanting to go to the hood stores. Like that's the store I like to go to get the look, Ross. I like the little 25-cent 9-laters they got in there.
You know you gonna get it.
Bro, I go in there and give me about 10 of them while I'm waiting on Billy in the car line.
Yeah, just in there, just jacking your teeth up, but that's okay.
So look, I'm walking in the store, and it's two dudes with their shirts off, Ross. Like
that's
standing
always
at the corner.
First of all,
at the corner of the store.
It's summertime.
Can we now? Let's just paint a picture for those that may have.
Okay, yeah, take it. Yes.
Oh, anytime you go up on a corner store and you see a couple cats out there with their shirt off, you just kind of might want to keep your eye out. Hey, what's up with this guy? Like, you know what he got going?
Ross, watch this. Renee said it's the summertime, so it's hot. But look, let me put a little bit more on it. They had their shirts off, and they looked like, watch this, they might not even have shoes on.
Okay, now we're going in a different.
So you see what I'm saying? They look like they was homeless, busted, disgusted, like they look bad. And they was like younger dudes. Like they wasn't no old like dudes that look like they'd have been winos, as you know, he called them. It was his words, not mine.
Younger than yourself? Younger than me?
Man, I think they was. Yeah. So look, I'm going to the store. I go in the store. I'm like, ooh, they look bad. I kind of felt bad. Like, man, what are they doing? Like, you know, dang. So I go in the store, pay for the gas, and I'm coming out. And I didn't even pay him no attention or whatever. I'm just walking out to the car. And next thing I know, hey, big man. And I heard something, but you know how
you work out?
You hear something, but I'm like, I'm thinking about something else. So I don't even know if they're talking to me, whatever. But then, Ross, they hit me with the, hey, Dreadlock. Hey, Dreadlock. And so I'm like, okay, these niggas talking to me.
You're talking to me.
So
clearly.
So look, Ross, at that point, Ross, you got a decision to make.
Do I ignore him? Or do I face this head on and get him the hell out of my...
Ross, at this time, it's not really a good day for me. I'm not in the best of moods.
So now I got to get you back.
Normally, Ross, I probably still wouldn't have... Watch this, Ross. I would have been real quick with him on a regular day. I wouldn't have talked to him. I wouldn't have really fooled with him too long, but I would have acknowledged him. Mm-hmm. This day, I kept walking because I was like, man, if this dude asked me for some money, I was just mad because watch this. I ain't got no money to give you. Like, I'm out here grinding, working hard. You know what I'm saying? Like, So it just made me mad that they just sit up out there like that and just ask people for money all day. When I'm out here working hard as hell every day, right? So I ignore him and I get to the car, get the gas, and I get in the car. And I thought to myself, man, I'm not coming around here no more. Because look, Ross, in that moment where he called dreadlock, he could have been walking up behind me, and me ignoring him, that could have offended him. Right?
That's one way to take it. Yes.
So things could have got a little tense. And I'm going to just say this, man. When I'm in other places, when I go to pay for my gas, I don't have to worry about that.
Right. Well, I'm going to say this. And I mean, I feel like I'm never one to, like you say, you see the fellas outside the store with no shoes on and no shirt. Hey, man, I don't know what your circumstances is. I don't know what you went through. Everybody got a story. That's your story, whatever. Not judging you for whatever you're doing and however you getting down. But as far as the people that would, like you saying, like, you know, I guess you could say those that lead the hood, and then the ones that lead the hood talk about the ones that lead the hood or whatever. I feel like you got some that stay in the hood or whatever you want to call it, because yeah, they proud of it and that's what made them. But I feel like they as long as they doing something positive, then yeah, stay where you at. Stay where you at, do something positive, and show the people that's around you that know you that you know what I'm saying, walk up and down them blocks and that you might fool around with or whatever, just on the humbug or whatever. Like, show them that, like, hey, man, you ain't got to be out there smoking crack or doing whatever. Like, you can do it like this, like, however it is. Like, I feel like that's good. The ones that leave and come back, I feel like the ones that get the hate for that is like they never really was for you anyway. Because the ones that was down for you and wanted, the ones, and we all know it's like when you play ball and you, especially you come up in rough circumstances or whatever, you're going to always have them OG be like, man, go on, get out around here. You don't need to be around this. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, go on and go home or whatever, or go to your uncle or whatever. Like, you know what I'm saying? They try to get you away from it. But you got one that might be close in age, around your age, that, you know what I'm saying? Y'all, he felt like he's supposed to do the same thing, but he went a different way. But when you come back and you ain't even really shining, you just coming back to visit grandma, you know what I'm saying? Like, you got your family with you. He live around the corner. He, you know what I'm saying? This ain't no person. I ain't trying to, like, hell, I ain't got shit to shine on. But I'm just saying, like, you know, that's just how it go. Like,
yeah, that's how it go.
That's just, I feel like that's just hate from day one. So it's like, you just got to know how to separate yourself from that kind of stuff.
Let me say this. This is another thing about the people in the hood. You don't own nothing over there. Because when we go to them gas stations, it ain't us owning it. It ain't us running it. So I think people need to understand, like, stop being so proud of something that ain't good. Because
it's not good.
The hood stories, the poverty stories, that's not good. Stop being, like, you can talk about it, but you need to be talking about how you're trying to get away from it, how you're trying to progress from it. Don't embrace it like this us, like we better than that. It's something too. Ross, Chess, and Renee all want their kids to do better than they did. So we should be progressing from the hood. We shouldn't be still in the hood and proud of it. Like, you should be like, man, I'm out here grinding, doing what I got to do so my kids can do better. My sister can do better. This nigga can do better. Like, why am I so content with being in here? It's not good. Then you get mad at the people that did do good and tried to leave or whatever. So it's like, I just want us to, like, do better and say, man, I'm business. Because, like, we done all had people do this. Well, I know I did. Some kind of way they think I'm light skinned. I'm not, first off.
Hey, man,
I'm definitely brown skinned. That's the thing in the black community. We'll talk about that one day.
Oh, yeah, we do need to talk about that.
So they'll say, I used to have dudes always be like, man, Renee, you probably grew up in this neighborhood. You probably did this and did that. And I'm like, dude, would that be a bad thing? Wouldn't you be happy for me if I, like, that mean my parents did a little bit better and tried to make it better for me? Why am I getting shamed for that? But I didn't. But it's like, I know everybody in the hood want their kids not to go through what they going through over there. So don't embrace it so much, man. Like, get up out of it. Let the white people have the hood.
But look, it's so much easier said than done.
Yeah,
like,
it is.
We say, "Oh, get up out the hood," but it ain't that easy for everybody. So it's like if that's all they got, and they feel a sense of pride about that, I'm with you if you positive. Bring positivity to your pride that you got for your hood. Like, I'm behind you 100%. But
like, you're right. You can fix your house up, fix your car.
Yeah,
like you
know what I'm saying?
Ross, there's a difference between the person you talking about, I think, and the person he talking about.
Y'all want me to break it down? Because I feel like everybody.
Don't say it. Don't say it.
Oh, okay.
Look, it ain't about the hood.
You're right, because we've known people that lived in the hood that are proud, got their yard right, their house right.
Yeah.
They good.
Right.
Man, look, we lived in Villa Del Lago. Anybody from Shreveport know where Villa Del Lago is? Just I know you
carried yourself a certain way. I know what Villa Del Lago is. You carried yourself a certain way.
But it's like we was young, so you know what I'm saying? It's like we was just really more concerned about going to the pool, but even still, it's like, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know, man. It's like we was just making the best of what we had at that time because moms had just made a transition.
Ross, you know why I feel like I could say whatever I want to say about the hood? Because watch this. Like you say, we know what Villa Del Lago is. We don't need to talk about them days. Look, Villa Marquise, we grew up in Villa Marquise.
Okay.
And then right behind Westwood, it ain't the greatest. And watch this. Auntie was in Queensboro. All our aunties and uncles was at Allendale, Lakeside. We like he said, 90% of black people come from the area hoods.
Yeah, and I mean, and I'm gonna take you on a different route. You might not be from the hood, but you might be from the damn country. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like on the dirt road, you know what I'm saying? You got well water and all that other kind of shit. Like, it's the same shit. It's the same struggle. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know.
All I'm saying is just whatever position you in, always try to progress out of that position. So it's like don't just be content with being in that position. Because I mean, I don't care if you're a millionaire. You want your kid to be a billionaire. So it's like just always try to progress out of the position.
Look what you said though about how you said. Now this could make it go longer, but this is the last thing I'm gonna say. You said that how black people be saying that the nice stuff is for white people. You remember when I taught them kids, dude, I used to get on their ass because they would be like, Mr. Johnson, what you doing? You going to eat well? You going to do what? Oh, that's for white people. Oh, you trying to go stay well? You want to do what? Oh, that's for white people. And one day I asked them, I said, do y'all realize that every time y'all say something is for white people, it be something that be pretty good. Like, it seemed like it might be something fun or like, you know, something good to do. But then like, I said, what's for black people? The hood and like bad stuff? I said, y'all don't see what y'all be doing to yourself? I said, y'all be stopping yourselves from experiencing like the good stuff in life and like real life outside of the hood because you think it's for white people.
I mean, I think that's just that we kind of touched on this before, and then we can go on and swing about the just growing up in the bubble, like that fishbowl mentality. Like, you know what I mean? Like you grow up in that environment and you never really get to experience anything outside of that. So that's all you know. So it's like, I don't fault them kids, and I'm sure you don't either. It's like nobody fault you. It's like, let me open your eyes.
I'm in the hood every day, B, with the kids.
I know you.
And look, that's what I talked to them about. You're right. It's about exposure. And so you know what I did one time, Ross? Man, when I was at that middle school, them sixth graders, I knew that all they knew was the cooper roll. So look what I used to do, Ross. I used to take time and go on YouTube. And I'd be like, where we going today, y'all? And they'd be like, man, I want to go to LA. And so I pull up, you know, they got like the little things where they'll take you all through these cities and show you the nice stuff. The tourist type of videos.
Okay, that's
and I would
cool.
show them kids that, man, and they would lose their minds. And then watch this, I had this one girl say, Mr. Johnson, I'm going to live in LA one day. And I was like, look, man, I said, hey, if that's what you want to do, I said, look, you see that it's there. I mean, it's real. So
go touch it. Go see. Go put your eyes on it. Because I'm going to tell you, first time I saw mountains, that shit blew my mind. But anyway, that's neither here nor there. So we're going to move right along. This last topic or question or whatever you want to call it. We got some fan or viewer interaction this week, and we really appreciate that. So y'all make sure y'all comment, subscribe, all that stuff on YouTube. Do whatever we want to hear from you. So make sure y'all throw y'all questions or topics, put it out there, and let us know where y'all coming from. This is the first one we done got, so I'm gonna go ahead and read it verbatim. It says, well, we're gonna paraphrase. Why is it the good ones finish last or not at all? Your question. So, you've been cool with a person for over 2 years. Last few months, y'all have gotten closer. They know you're a good one, but still won't give you the time of day relationship-wise. You feel that you're not packaged the way that they like you or used to, and that's the problem, or you feel like that's the problem. They're overlooking who's right under their nose and waiting for the next best thing or what looks good to them or others. What's up with that? Okay, I'm gonna just say this right here. Let me go on and touch on it real quick. I feel like in that situation, if the person is not giving you what you expect, take it for face value. Stop trying to pour syrup on shit and call it pancake. Like, you know what I mean? Just take it for what it is. Like, if that person is not giving you what you feel like you need, and just go on and move on. Like, we all got standards and, I don't want to say expectations because I'm not a fan of that word. But anyway, we all got standards that we try to live by. So it's like, have your standards to a point to where they're not jeopardizing your character, but at the same time, not so high that a person will never meet them. So, take those actions for face value and just play it for what it is. I mean, that's the best thing I can say. Maybe y'all can give some more input that I'm missing. I feel like I'm missing something.
Look, I'm just looking at it because, I got my little notes and I got the question that she wrote, the viewer wrote.
You didn't already put the gender out there. Lord have mercy. See, I was trying to keep it,
But I mean, you already said, look, it's already in there.
Well, it can go for male and female.
Yeah, but it's both ways, right? It's both ways. Look, this is what I'm thinking about because it's definitely both ways. It's all about perspective. Like, I'm sitting there looking at it and like, look, it say we got closer the last few months. He know I'm a good one. You know what I'm saying? It's like all of that stuff, but it's like, how do you know he know this? You know what I mean? Like, watch this. Do you feel like y'all getting closer in them 2 months? Or do he feel like that too? You know what I mean? Like, I may feel like I'm getting close to somebody, but they might not feel that way. And then I may feel like, man, they know I'm good, or, like I'm doing this or I'm doing that. And then, but they not taking it that way. It's kind of like you said, Ross, but I think we all have been there. Right. So, well, look, I'll say this. I know I done been there before where I'm trying to, I guess what you say, Ross, pour syrup on shit?
Pour syrup on shit and call it pancakes. You can't pour syrup on shit and call it pancakes. Bro.
Go ahead, Renee. I got something else to say about it too, though, but go ahead.
All right, I'm going to say this. I think the person that put the question, like, everybody got preferences or whatever. Like, some people prefer a dude with a house. I ain't talking no dude stay in no apartment. Some women don't care if you stay with your mama, your daddy. Like, smoke, don't smoke, goes, not goes. Like, everybody got their preference. Whatever, like, I'm going to tell you something. I'm a little older now. I never tell my age on here. I'm a little older. Ross, I used to have a preference to, well, you got to be honest with yourself, Ross. This old school. I mean, that didn't say fast tense. I used to be the type of dude, you ain't have pretty feet. I ain't talk to you. I ain't talk to you.
You coming with the young Marcus Graham from Boomerang.
And look, around here, young Marcus Graham.
Young Marcus Graham coming in that thing.
And dudes used to tell me, dude, you tripping off that, but that was my preference. You know what I'm saying? So, and I'm gonna tell you something too, real fast, like a story, real quick. I had a girl.
You ain't fucking her feet.
That's what they say. So I had a girl. She's from out of town where I was in college. I was super attracted to her. Didn't care about nothing else. Nothing else really did it for me, but I was super attracted to her. Man, I was running behind this girl. I was doing stuff that I wouldn't do for another girl. Trying to get her to get like, she gave me attention, but I was doing stuff like, why am I coming to pick you up? You got a car. I don't even have gas money. I'm picking you up. Then you may stay 30 minutes and I got to drop you back off. Another girl that I ain't checking for, I'm not doing none of this for. So I was like, man, I'm doing all of this just to give me a chance when it's like, why would when I get that chance, it's like I didn't done so much to do it. Just get with somebody that's trying to be with you. That's like you like this. Like, stop worrying about things that you trying to put a square in a circle. Don't worry about it. Like, that person ain't for you. Get with somebody that's for you or whatever, and you trying to get with somebody that's like, they ain't checking for you, I guess. So it's like, get with somebody that really like you, that you gotta like, because I'm gonna tell you too, for the girl or the man that's checking for these people that they say ain't checking for them, your preferences are making you check for this dude, so you missing somebody that ain't your preferences either. So maybe you need to lower your preferences or change yours, because it's like, man, you're not gonna be happy with the person because you're gonna always feel like you made them talk to you. You're gonna be secure about things. So it's like, man, like,
that is a good point right there. That's a good point. If you've been in that situation with somebody and then you finally do get the relationship or whatever you want to call it that you're looking for, you probably would be subconscious, like thinking like, dang, you know, or did they get with me because of this or that or that? But I was thinking like, if you, like you said, male or female, if you trying to get somebody to get your attention or whatever, and they not giving you, like Ross said, what you feel like you should be getting, man, fuck them.
yeah.
Like,
Just roll,
do not
man.
waste your time
Just roll.
on that. I think, like Renell said, though, we all have done that before. No,
I definitely done it.
Now look, I'll say this.
Look, it be because of those preferences. Look, and most of the time, I know with me, it was a girl who was just super hot, right? It's like they make you do things that you wouldn't normally do. This Ross, you know I was at them green eyes, Ross, them green eyes.
Oh, you was down there in Banana Land. That's what I call it, Banana Land down there. Just nothing but them high yellows down there in them flats.
You know how it went down, Ross.
Hey, what they say, man? That thing big boy.
Ross, I'm gonna tell you, man, you be around there looking crazy. You be around there looking crazy.
Look, man, I already know. Look, but what you said earlier when you first started, you said you might be thinking this one way, like say as a opposite, like, you know, man might be thinking, okay, I'm good, but really she over here thinking like, nah, this shit ain't good.
Right.
I have a problem with that. I have a problem with, like, okay, let's just say it's a situation where I want to do something or she want to do something or whatever it is, like the communication is not there. So I'm thinking like, well, if I handle it this way, it's going to be okay. But she thinking, I want you to handle it this way or do it this way and it'll be okay. So it's like, but I'm not verbalizing. I'm just kind of in my own damn mind thinking like, okay, well, I got this shit figured out, when all actuality.
So watch this, Ross. I think this might help our viewer out and everybody else. Man, look, if you're in a situation like that and it's unclear, like you saying, Ross, the communication, like some person thinking this and the other person, you really don't know what they thinking, get your questions answered.
Just throw it out there.
Watch this. First of all, I think, though, if you got to ask a person, you already got your answer to the question.
Well, I don't know. That's not necessarily always true. I mean,
okay,
because
look, just the question I was thinking about, Ross. What about this? I was thinking like, if I'm in that type of thing with somebody, and I'm like, I was thinking like, you need to ask this person, look, man, do we ever have a shot at a relationship? Like,
okay, Okay, so that's where the syrup comes on the shit. And now we're talking about pancakes. Because they gonna tell you, oh yeah, baby, you know I'm down for this shit. But it's like that's when you gotta look with your third eye and you gotta see like the actions versus all them words that's being thrown out there.
So you saying that even if the person does ask that question, whoever you're dealing with might be trying to BS you and not be real with you. So you really just got to use your intuition.
Yeah, you kind of go off your gut. Like people, you know the saying, like your gut ain't gonna lie.
Hey,
ain't never led me wrong.
Cause I'm gonna tell you, it was with the situation I was talking about. Man, this girl, like, man, if y'all, you know, man, everybody got this situation going on. If y'all would have seen her, she had everything that my preferences was. She had it all. Man, I was bending over backwards.
Hey, what them old folks say? Nose just wide open.
Nose wide open, and this girl was giving me. She was giving me nothing. So I'm gonna tell you too, like you say, in my heart, in my mind, in my eyes, I was like, this girl ain't checking for me like this. I'm jumping through hula hoops just to get a phone call back. And when a girl really like me, I'm looking at 7 missed calls. So you be knowing, man, like whatever the reason is.
Look, you're right, because look, I can't even really remember too much, but the female that I was thinking about, you making it a little clear for me. I'm getting them feelings.
You knew it.
What about this, dude? What about this, dude? You be doing that stuff and you trying to get that attention from her or him. And look, like you said, you feel it like, man, they ain't checking for me. But then look, out the blue, they call you or something. Or they shoot you a text message. And then it's like, oh, like, you know, and then you just back in it again.
Look, this is how it used to be for me. You might send 4 or 5 of them text messages or a few of them messages on whatever you were sending it on back then. And like you said, you get that text out the blue, and that text out the blue will just be, hey. And you like,
man,
yeah,
look.
back in that thing.
And look, Ross, all them unanswered messages that you sent, it just go away. Don't mean nothing no more.
Don't mean nothing, baby. You done cleared the skies and you done moved them out in the park.
I'm gonna tell you how she got me one time. This one particular girl. Everybody got done like that. That's another thing. People need to understand that no matter who you think the person is or what level you think they on, everybody in there done like this.
Everybody got
she got my Slim Thug CD. Slim Thug, she was from another state. So she was like, man, you jamming that Slim Thug.
Which Slim Thug CD? We talking about the one with Pharrell? The first major?
No, it was one of the mixtapes when he was blowing up, but it was jamming. She had never really heard this, and she was like, whoa. And I was on it. I was like, man, yeah, you know, she was like, she was like, man, you mind if I dub that? I was like, yeah, like, man. I was like, yeah, you got it. Man, I didn't hear from the girl from like a week. And when I heard from her, this back when you didn't have, like, you had to call the dorm room. I called her, like, and I'm prideful too, so I'm like, I ain't gonna call you too much, but I called and I was like, you know, just hit me up when you get back.
So wait, are you trying to get the CD back at this point, or you just trying to get?
You ain't worried about that CD, Ross.
I don't care about nothing.
So we gonna are we using the CD as an excuse to, like, that's why I'm calling you?
I'm saying I would have gave her anything. So what I'm saying is, when she finally called me, she was like,
anything.
She was like, I was like, where you been or whatever? And I didn't even want to ask that type of stuff because, you know, that'll get the ring off.
There, you right there.
And I don't ask this. I don't ask this stuff. So she was like,
I'm so hurt hearing this story, first of all. I'm so hurt.
This girl told me. This girl say, she's like, yeah, you know, my homeboy, he drive diesels or whatever. And he be going in and out of town. So me and my homegirl roll with him to like Alabama or something. So I was like, you roll in the back of a diesel? Like, you been gone for a week? You ain't hit me back. You said, huh?
Poetic justice. They was in the back of the mail van.
In the back of a college student. You done missed class and everything.
Hey,
and I was like,
I'm gonna tell you right now, you can't ride in the bed of a 53-foot trailer. Like, they ain't got no circulation. Like,
who wants to do this? So I was like,
that's like a human trafficking type shit.
You didn't miss class, Spring Fest. You didn't miss all this. And I was like, oh, okay. But I had to like shake back. But then I'm going to tell you too, it was other girls that were trying to talk to me that I wouldn't even let them ride in my car. Like I was treating them a certain way because I was checking for them. So, but I was running behind another girl and I was like, man, I got to recenter myself.
I'm saying this, man. You just made me think about this, dude. How many times have you been focused on whoever that is that's trying to play you or doing whatever you want to call it, you chasing after, and then you got somebody else who like treating you so nice, like, and you just know that, I don't know, like, but you know what it is, like you said, it be them preferences, because I don't care what you doing for me. If you ain't my type, then it just ain't gonna matter. And I'm talking about type as far as like, it could be what you look like, it could be what kind of earrings you got on. Like you said, everybody got something that like when they see it, be like, ooh, look at her fingernails, or like,
you know, girls will tell you they don't like your teeth, your shoes, like it's all kinds of stuff. I don't talk to dudes under 6'2.5".
Oh, now look at here. Look at here.
Under 6 foot. 6 foot you cut.
Ross. Look, Ross. I'm 5'9", you know, 5'10" with shoes on.
On a good day.
So I have had that kind of like, you know, you kind of short, like, you know, type of vibe, type of, you know, I like tall dudes. Like, I actually had that happen before.
Wow. That's informative.
So what do you do? Like, do you just say, you know what? I ain't this girl preference. I ain't gonna sweat it. Like, I'm gonna do my thing.
I might say some expletives.
I think, well, see, that's just, I was about to say, it all depends on your level of maturity.
You know, back in the day, I might have said some expletives, but.
Yeah, I mean, we all know the pretty general greeting or dismissal when a young lady don't give you their attention. It's universal. We know what it is.
If you're not going to talk to me because I'm like a certain height, then that kind of let me know, you know, let's just say today in time, if I met somebody and I knew that, watch this, like, I just want to use what the viewer said, like the package, whatever the package is that person is looking for, and if I don't fit in that, then it's like, whatever, cool, you know, all right, I'm out. I'm not finna,
so you saying,
like, make myself into what you looking for.
So you saying if they tell you up front, like, this is what I expected and you not that, you just gonna take it as that and you gonna be like, wash your hands and move on, basically, is what you're saying.
Today, right now, yes, that's what I want.
Right now, yeah, like today.
Because I want somebody that's, watch this, I want somebody that's just as into me as I am is into them.
Oh, ain't that just I was gonna ask you, like, you know, what was your intentions at that time when that person told you that you was too short? Because it's like, if you was 24, 25, it's like, come on, man, you know what the hell you're trying to do. She told you your ass was too short, so take it and keep moving. Like, you know what I mean? Just take it for what it is. But you just said that at this point now, if somebody was to be like, okay, well, you 5'9", you ain't this, you ain't that. You set up, you established, and you trying to find something. It's like, okay, well, hell, go on somewhere. Like, I ain't got time.
Yeah, because I kind of think, watch this, I kind of think that the whole type thing and the whole package or however you want to think, I think that's kind of childish. So, like, if you got a thing that, like, man, he too short, or, like, she, look at her eyebrows or something like that, man.
Her feet.
You know, that's
I'm sorry, I got a thing for eyebrows.
That's shallow.
I can't do the weird eyebrows.
Hey, I'm gonna tell you this too. I'm gonna tell you this about
you, Ross. I said that
man. You know, I know what you did there, man. I can't do the weird eyebrows. Bro.
But I'm gonna tell you this too, though. What else people will do? They'll tell you. They won't tell you sometimes why they won't talk to you. But we didn't know girls. I know girls that say, "Oh, I don't talk to dudes that's light skinned." First off, I'm not light skinned. I just saw you talk to lighter. So sometimes they just don't be checking for you, and it's like, man, I done seen girls that say wouldn't talk to you because of whatever their preference is, and they'll talk to another dude that got stuff that they told you they wouldn't talk to. So it's like, man, if the person ain't trying to talk to you on that level, don't sweat it. Just look at it like it ain't for you. go on about your business, find somebody that's for you. And maybe you were supposed to be this person's friend. Or maybe it just ain't for you. You know what I'm saying? Because you tripping off, just like you saying they should dumb down their preferences, you tripping too hard on your own preferences that you want to talk to a dude, you know, to be a girl to be like or whatever. I used to be tough, man. I used to be like, what size shoe you wear? You know, what you 7.5?
You young Marcus Graham, you checking for them toes.
And I said I'll probably end up with a girl wear size 12. Because like you say, when you get older, you don't be tripping like that.
Nah, man, but I mean, at the same time, ain't nobody trying to be with no damn woman who got feet like Shaq. Like, come on, man. Like,
hey, but I'm gonna tell you, you know what's crazy?
I went too far with the 12.
That was,
crazy,
a stretch.
and then I'll be off it. Look at this. I'm the only one that's married on the thing, right?
You are indeed, my brother. More power to you, man. Hey,
so check this out. When I decided to stop thinking about like a type or like this certain type of package or whatever, and I just started taking life serious, I felt like.
Take life serious. There you go.
That's when I was like able to settle down and like focus on the things that matter. How about that?
You see the beauty in the simple things and like the things that people put packages on these things and they try to make it beautiful on this shit that don't matter. But when you take a step back and
look
the small things, like, man, this is beautiful.
I just know somebody who was trying to talk to somebody. Watch this. They're trying to talk to a female, and look, they kind of asking for advice. And they know this female is not interested because the text messages, you know, it's kind of dry. So they kind of ask me like, you know, you think I should keep going? And I'm like, man, you already know, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's dry, like, kind of just back off, like, leave it alone.
Let it go, man. Let it go. Let it go. So basically, viewer, I hope that you tuned in. And I hope that we answered the question in some roundabout shape, form, or fashion. But basically, just take it for face value. If the person is not giving you what you expect, again, I'm not a fan of that word, but I guess I got to use it. If they not doing what you want or whatever, however you want to put it, then just take it for what it is. And you know what I'm saying? Just kind of just keep it moving and just keep your own peace. Like, just keep your peace together, man.
You're somebody that's as into you
as you are into them. That is,
that might be the title, Ross.
Oh, well, don't throw it up there. Look, they take a light skin one to do it. I'm sorry,
I
had to go there. Yeah,
he had to throw the light skin in there.
Ooh,
there you go with the light skin.
Hey, look, quick story. Look, I'm going to just throw something out there real quick, and then we're going to move on. So my homeboy came over the other day. He was telling me a story, and he was just saying something about how he was in a hotel. He was a little tipsy, so he was feeling himself. He going downstairs. He catching the elevator. He bumps into these two people. Well, three people. It's two females and a young dude. They kind of millennials. The dude is light-skinned. Said he had curly hair. I didn't find all this out till after. So he was like, he complimented the young ladies. The dude is like, nah, they good. And he was like, mind you, he said he was kind of a little tipsy. Like, say, man, like, hey, man, I ain't even trying to do all that. Like, you know what I mean? So the dude, like, I said, man, and then he was like, you know, he was light-skinned hair. I said, right there, that boy he had to prove something to you, like, I ain't no bitch. But shout out to all my light-skinned brothers out there.
I'm gonna tell you, when you're light-skinned, you always got to prove something. You always got to prove something.
Every night I got to fight to prove my love. Speaking of love, well, I don't know if we really want to say love, but I guess he kind of used to be in that area. We gonna tiptoe on this one a little bit. I know some people might be happy. R. Kelly got his ass whooped in jail. So, what y'all think about it? Now, from what I saw, the dude, they put the picture out, and the dude was like all tatted up and all this other kind of shit. And I saw somebody comment, I don't know who it was random. But it was like, man, this dude, it's funny they put the picture out there like they really trying to get this dude out of there. Like, it was like, we're going to show you what the person looked like that whooped R. Kelly's ass, and we're going to let you find out his rap sheet so y'all can kind of get behind R. Kelly and be like, oh yeah, well he needs to be out of there because it's not safe for him. But it's like, what happens when a rapist goes to jail?
All right, whoa.
Oh, did I step on some toes? I'm sorry.
No. I'll say this.
I'm sorry.
I'm kind of conflicted as to now. Let me say this. These views are expressed by Renell Johnson, who is uninformed on some of the stuff going on with R. Kelly. First off, the dude is like a typical movie jail person that would beat up R. Kelly.
He was very stereotypical.
Then they try to say the government sent him out to do this. So my thing is like, how are the people that's happy that R. Kelly got beat up, how are they better than R. Kelly for doing what he did? Like, it's like, okay, he in jail. But do you wish like all this bad stuff on him? And I can't lie. He didn't do nothing to nobody I know. So I know how it is when he affected somebody you know. But it's like, he in jail. Does he deserve to get treated so bad, worse than the other inmate? He in jail. He doing his time for whatever he doing. And another thing is, this is what I struggle with the R. Kelly thing. Man, your favorite football player, your favorite entertainer, whatever they person may be, if you delve into their personal life, they might do some stuff that you didn't like or whatever. I don't know. Yeah, this is a little tricky. I don't really know what R. Kelly did. Like, somebody told me the other day, they was like, man, he was messing with underage girls. And I was like, I remember about the Sparkle girl that was say her cousin or niece that were probably underage. But I'm like, the other girls, he was definitely a master manipulator. But
What?
Is that illegal? I mean, no, what I'm saying.
Look. I don't know. Look, I think you
I watched the documentaries.
Yeah, I was about to say you watched the documentary, so
some of them women was old. Some of them were just being held against their will in the imagination of their parents. So I get it, but it's like
I didn't watch none of the documentary.
Yeah.
Nothing.
He was holding one girl. He was like, then they would tell stories like, he would make me dress like a boy. He would not let me talk to my parents, and like we couldn't see each other in the house. But I'm like, he was definitely manipulating y'all.
See, my thing about R. Kelly is this.
Is that illegal?
Dude, to me, if what R. Kelly was doing, what I heard, because everybody was talking about this and it was a big dude, I couldn't watch it. I didn't want to watch it. But it's like, he's obviously sick. Like, he's sick in the head.
But ain't we all?
Hey, now, that's another conversation. Now, I definitely would say, yeah, in some ways, no doubt. But look, what it made me think about is this, man. I'm a therapist, and I done had people who have been molested and who have been, dealt with in a way that R. Kelly have been dealt with, from what I heard through the documentary. And then it's like you said, when I heard that he got beat up in jail, the first thing I thought about was, these people gonna act like they so happy that this man got beat up, because like Ross said, when you go to jail and you a rapist or child molester, you supposed to get dealt with or whatever. But it's just like, I just think that that's crazy. Like, for one, I think it's crazy because whoever that person is, they probably off in the head some type of way. Like,
well, did you saw the picture of him, I'm sure.
Oh no, I'm talking about R. Kelly, like,
oh, okay. Well,
like, yeah. We know that he is like off in the head for doing what he was doing.
Oh, yeah, no,
so it's like, man, like, is it okay for y'all to wish that he like, look, watch this dude. Back in the Old Testament, they used to stone him.
They would hit your ass with a brick and
so it's like,
but like I'm saying, so it's like, if I'm in jail for killing a regular person versus being in jail for a traffic ticket versus being in jail for money laundering, so y'all deal with me all type of different ways. Like, we all in here.
Man,
I mean,
look,
like,
that is a whole. I worked with a dude that did 14 years fed time. That is a whole different world. Like, they got their own set of rules. So yeah,
Yeah.
you get dealt with accordingly how you come in here. Cause we all done seen it. Like they gonna ask you like, well, you know what I'm saying? Like, what you in here for? Let me see your papers. Like, and then it's like, that's how we gonna handle it.
Yeah.
I mean,
yeah.
I'm gonna tell you what I thought too when I saw him got beat up. I said to myself, I felt like they beat him up. First off, let me tell you something else about R. Kelly if you follow his history. R. Kelly is from Chicago. He not no sucker. They say R. Kelly was on his bed reading some paper and the dude just running there and start beating him up. So it's like, I don't think R. Kelly is in there being a victim.
First of all, they say he couldn't read. So how the hell was he laying on the bed reading the damn newspaper?
Catching up. He catching up. So,
He was just looking at the pictures, Ross. He was just looking
what I'm saying is the man caught him off guard. It wasn't like a straight up fight. So what I think too is I feel like the jails, it is a different lifestyle. I feel like they did that because now think about it. You got beat up, R. Kelly. Hey, why don't you throw us some of the money? We'll protect you. The other people in jail, they be starting people in jail. I feel like that's what it really was about or whatever.
Well, no, because they say that the whole thing went down because of the protests or whatever. So
They get mad about that too.
So you done locked down like, I can't go get commissary. I can't go get all the shit that I need to halfway have a normal life in here because of you.
So was it
to see you?
So was it? Watch this. I did see that too. That they said that it was because of all of that. So do y'all think that it was because of that, and because they didn't say that he had got beat up before that?
Well, I mean, but they was probably fed up because they said every time the protests go on, they shut down the whole, like, you know what I'm saying, they go on lockdown.
So that had happened more than one time. Yeah,
this could have been number 4 or 5, and it's like, look here, bro, I'm tired of this shit. Like, man, look, I'm finna go handle this one. I got it, don't worry.
How do I stop this?
I was thinking, look, how does he stop it, and then what does that get you beating me up? Like, they still out there, like.
So it's like we trying to get you moved, like get him out of here, like put his ass somewhere else so we can do what we gotta do. And
yeah. Now watch this.
I'm gonna keep whooping his ass every day until y'all move him. I'm gonna whoop his ass.
I was in there and I had to be in there, and he fucking up our regular day of living. Then look, I probably wouldn't be the one in there whooping his ass, but y'all go in there, whoop that nigga ass, get him up out of here. Yeah.
I'm gonna tell you something else too.
Take a vote. Yeah, go and tee off on his ass.
I'm gonna tell you something else too.
They should be whooping his ass because he did what he did. Like
them people in jail, like you said, they live by their own rules. I'm gonna tell you who really be like starting it and letting it go down. Them guards. Them guards be on some type stuff too. Like, oh, he think he was R. Kelly. Like R. Kelly could be in there not saying nothing. Oh, you gonna do this? Like they be looking to like. Do them people like that, and my thing is like, I know what he did, I know what they say he did or whatever. I feel like, man, at the end of the day, he's still a human being. So I'm not gonna like be around here cheering for him to get beat up like that or whatever. Like, brought some great music.
Oh, it always goes back to the music. But look, check this out, Renell. And I mean, you know, something about the brand.
I mean, like, get this man. I mean, dang.
Okay, look. Okay, so Renee, now I know a little something about something, and I know me and you can speak on this personally. We done kind of win. We done did look. I ain't gonna say do no time, but we done went to jail for a few hours or whatever.
Yeah. We had dressed out.
You done had to. We done had to do all that. I tell you what, I don't want to take away from nothing that nobody done ever did, like however long they done did, man. The ones that do that time, I respect that. I respect that because once you go in there and you see how it is, even if you was in a mild-mannered or a calm environment, still just to have one TV and you can't control it, like you the first day in there, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, and you might want to watch the game, but they in there watching Matlock because everybody like Matlock. What you gonna do? You gonna tell them to turn? No, you adjust. So I don't want nobody to think that, you know, jail or nothing is nothing, you know, it's just an easy life. But Kels deserved to get his ass whooped if they was taken away from them people everyday life. Because
let me ask you this too. Do you think Kels might have been in there carrying himself a certain way to where he could have prevented it, or he could have like made them want to do it? Because he didn't been, like you say, he didn't been in there a while. So for him to get beat up now, it's like maybe he acting Hollywood and maybe because you can't stop, you can't tell the man that man ain't making them protests. He ain't out there. So it's like maybe he doing something.
He better bust out in all 27 chapters of Trapped in the Closet and entertain all of them in there and get him off his ass, because that's the only thing that's gonna save him. Because I feel like they coming at him. Like, I mean, they might not have necessarily came at him hard initially, but it's like, it's a couple of them and they're like, okay, I'm gonna see how this nigga move around.
See, Murder ain't getting beat up.
See, Murder went in that bitch he would see
shit about what? But you know what? His charge is different too. His charge different.
Yeah. Charge different, and then it's like, damn, this C Murder like.
C Murder walked in there as a killer.
Your name is your name. What'd he say? Take the C off my name and you got a homicide.
R. Kelly walking in as a dirty old man.
Oh, you damn pervert! Look, we gonna move on, man. We're gonna get into the album review of the week, and this is a hot take. This has been a bubbling, like a pot of gumbo, like when it get right and it start bubbling. Like this thing been bubbling for about 2.5 weeks. We're gonna go on and we're gonna throw it out there, and we're gonna talk about the new Nas album. So. What are we thinking? Come on now. I kind of want to give it to the resident hater.
Do I gotta give my props?
I mean, we want to know, like, come on, man, because
all right. I'm gonna say this. I had never listened to the album straight through. I had heard bits and pieces. Now, contrary to popular belief from the show, I was a Nas fan when he was first 2-3 albums. I was a Nas fan. He fell off to me. I always felt like that he was overrated because of his location. He's from New York. He was in Belly. New York runs the entertainment world. I always felt like people down south don't get enough credit. I'm like, same way I felt about Jay-Z. I didn't feel like he was no better than nobody in the Good and Mob, Outkast, none of these people. I know we didn't listen to him down here. And I feel like they did so much big boy talking to us. Like, and I'm like, dude, y'all not even better than these dudes we listen to. So I would go into a little biasness too, because I'm like, I'm representing where I'm from. So, but Nas was always a cool persona, icon. So I listened to it. And I was like, man, the album is not bad at all. It's not bad. It's not bad. It's definitely something that I could play. This is the album that you play when your mama say, boy, I ain't trying to hear no rap. You're like, mama, well, check this one out.
Oh, wait a minute. No.
I'm going to say this. This is family reunion rap. He ain't really doing a lot of cussing. He doing a lot of mature rapping, a lot of relationship type stuff on here, and Black Pride. The Beast was way better than he used to have. I think my favorite song, Crazy As It Could Be, might have been the one with Lil Durk. I like that one a lot. And I was like, man, Nas really talking the talk. I don't know what Car 85 is, but I like the song a little bit. Like, I like that. I'm going to say the album was definitely better than what I thought it was, but it's an album I would play when I'm like, hey, Daddy, let's go listen to some rap. Let's go fishing. We ain't got nothing else to do.
So in order to get a Nas album played, or at least this one, we got to be going fishing, or we got to be at a damn family reunion. At the family
reunion, cut on that Nas. Like, he talking that talk, but like, they be talking about this dude so lyrical. I'm like, he didn't impress me lyrically. He was definitely doing a lot of mature talk about being a better man, treating your women right and all that. I respected all of it. But I was like,
let me ask you this. Now, I'm going to fight you on this one. Now, and I mean, I got some other things to say, but now when you was hearing all these words that he was putting together, because you said black pride and relationship, are you visioning it? Are you like putting a picture in your mind, like either putting yourself in the situation or thinking about a situation that he's talking about, or are you visualizing, like when you hearing this? Come on, be honest with me. Like,
I'm gonna tell you, Nas is the older uncle that I ride with, and he just giving me game. He giving me game, and I'm like, man, Uncle pretty smooth. You know what I'm saying? I get it.
So
I get it. They said like this was his 444 album, like Jay-Z mature album. This is Nas mature album, and I can't disrespect it, but I'm like, I don't really know where I'm listening to it at. Like maybe when, like I say, me and my daddy decide to
go fishing,
or you know, we decide to like cut on a little rap for the family reunion, the older people.
So that's my argument. Like that's what baffles me, because it's like he taking you somewhere. Like you might think the bars is not up to the top, but it's like when, you might think it's simple, but when you hear it, it's like, okay, shit, man, like I can see that. Man, I went and saw the nigga. He came out here to Dallas, Texas, in the summertime, in June, in the middle of the summer, humidity high. It was like 110. This nigga came out in silk pajamas and wasn't even sweating. And I'm like, man, this is the coolest nigga ever.
It's a mature rap album. It definitely should be in a genre of like, hey man, you want to get your granddaddy some socks? Get the Nas album.
See, you keep disrespecting this man.
Look, Ross, let me tell you what Nas is. This is what I thought about. And I think this is the name. Menace to Society. What's his name? Sharif?
Uh-huh.
Who was always trying to get them to not smoke and drink and
Muslim.
And the Muslim guy, he was trying to tell them, you know, to treat the women right and all this here. That's who Nas is.
Tupac was supposed to play that role, by the way, folks, for those who don't know.
That's who Nas is. But watch this. They don't want to hear that, Ross. Renee don't want to hear that. He want to hear the slick rhymes by Fabulous and, you know, whatever, you know. What do you say the punchline?
You want to hear, so you said you used to be a fan of Nas. And remember, we kind of touched on this when this came up, because like I said, this one's been bubbling. You said you was a fan of the flashy Nas, like with the got yourself a gun, Uchi Wally, like
Lauryn Hill.
But okay, so that was on. It was written. So that was the second album.
Let me stop you right quick. I think this is my biggest problem with it. I think he gets so much praise, and I know so many people that I like better than him. So I think I come into it already like
you already biased.
Yeah, I'm already biased. Yeah, that's what it really is. It's like, man, he not this top 3 dude that y'all say he is in my eyes. So I'm judging him a little critical because the album wasn't bad. The man was talking good stuff, but it's just like, okay.
What you give it on a rating?
6.5.
Oh man, okay. Look, I'm gonna say this now, and I think you kind of said this last episode, Renee, because you was talking about CJ. And you were saying you can't really say nothing about Nas if you ain't really just listened to too many bodies of work. But I saw he put some work in today. It was Godson's birthday around that joint. I saw that earlier. So it's like, that's the discussion I have with people. Like, don't even come at me about like, oh, Nas ain't this, ain't that. I always ask them, okay, well, how many Nas albums have you listened to?
And you know what I thought about today, Ross? This is what I thought about. I thought about that he is Sharif and Menace to Society, the dude that is trying to tell us the right thing to do. And I thought about, like, watch this. Now, my wife said this, Kim. She was like, you know, Nas is like, watch this. You got different types of rap. You got GED level. You got high school level. You got bachelor's degree level.
And you got PhD.
Nas is on a PhD level of rap.
There you go. But
so
look,
based off what? Based off what? His lyrics, his content.
His content is always, watch this. Ross. Now you remember Ross when we was in high school and he came out with one mic.
Oh man, I know. Let me tell you.
Let's give him a little story, Ross. Let's give him a little story, Ross.
Look, before y'all go, let me ask you this. If he on PhD level, what was Good and Mob, Outkast, Score on in 1999?
Oh, player.
Okay. Why do we have to compare?
I think he get.
What LeBron said the other night,
like, he get too much credit.
Why y'all bringing me into this shit, man?
They don't have to be in this. They do not have to be in this.
They've been doing it.
Man, we know Good and Mob is good ghetto gospel, baby. This good ghetto gospel.
Okay. I'm gonna step back.
This is
Go ahead with y'all story. Go ahead with y'all story. Y'all story. Y'all story. Go ahead with y'all story.
So look. This is how I gotta do it. I wish I had a hoodie I could put on. So when that one mic dropped, that shit was so deep, or at least we thought it was. So that was what y'all's senior year, my junior year.
Yeah.
We somehow or another finagle away, and we go and we get us a bottle of a pint of Cavassier. Because mind you,
small bottle.
Not only is one mic popping, Pastor Cavassier is jumping too.
Yeah, sure was.
You don't know what the hell it is.
Hot right then.
Oh man, that thing was so jazzy. So hey, let's go get some Cavassier. We get a pint. It was what? 1, 2, 3. It was 4, 5 heads on a pint. We mixing it with Dr. Pepper. We all in there, a little faded. In the dark, with the lights off, listening to one mic, trying to get in the zone. Somebody was in the corner with their head facing the corner. I won't name names. They know who they are. And it was just, we was in the zone, and it's like, yeah, this one mic, this shit.
Man, we was breaking down that one mic, bar for bar. Like, man, do you hear this dude? Like,
can you tell me? Can you explain it to me? What was it?
He want to know. He want to know what the one.
I mean, what the hell? Well, I mean, the beat was cool.
I mean, it was well put together. Like the song itself, he talks about what he say. If I had one mic, shit, I can't remember, man. I'd have to go back and listen to it.
And that was 20 years ago, man.
Hell yeah. I mean, I ain't listened to that one in a minute. I've been on Illmatic and it was written. Them is ones. Now, see, you talk about like the levels of rap. See, when he was on Illmatic and it was written, that was kind of like Illmatic was I'm AP high school, and then when I go to it was written, it's like okay, now I'm AP advanced freshman year college. Like, you know what I'm saying? I'm starting to come into it. You know what I mean? Like, look how he got his own phone.
What I can say about what I.
This is what I say about him, and I'll be done. I think the spot that he holds in hip hop, I think he deserves.
Yeah.
Whoa. Okay. That's a good segue. The spot that he holds in hip hop, from what I hear, is he's top 5. And if you do 10 people poll, Nas supposed to be in your top 5, or you don't know what you're talking about. Do you listen to him top 5 wise?
That's where I asked the question, because I had a discussion with one of my homeboys. We was talking about top 5s, and he said Nas. And the first question I said, well, shit, have you ever heard Illmatic? He was like, oh shit, I really have.
He programmed to say Nas.
Don't even say like Nas is in your top 5. You programmed like Nas in my top 5, because the people say he is. Man, if you ain't never got into Nas,
dude,
like,
I'm gonna tell
your
you
top
this.
5 is
I'm
your
tell
top
you
5.
this, dude. I didn't listen to Illmatic, Stillmatic. I think I heard it was written. I done heard
my shit. That's my shit.
Watch this, Ross. I heard the one where he on the cover with the suit, kind of late.
Yeah.
With the white
Life is good. Life is good, baby.
With the dress.
It's real. It was late. It was one recent, but
you got
about the daughters probably.
Yeah, the one with that one on it.
So yeah,
Life is good. I think.
See, that was after the divorce with Khalees, so you knew that one was gonna be blazing.
Yeah, I listened to that one, dude. I'm gonna tell you this: if think about like Biggie and Tupac. Think about Biggie. Let's think about Biggie.
Okay.
Biggie came out with 2 albums, right?
Right on.
And watch this. I just want to know this from Renell. If somebody say Biggie is in their top 5, like, is it okay versus if they say Nas? Because I'm saying this. If you say Biggie is in your top 5, then Nas is on that same level. With more
what level is that?
With more work.
Okay, let me say this. My top 5 would never have the New York dudes like that, because I don't listen to them like that. But I'm gonna say this, Ross, before you finish, Ross. Say this. Let me answer this. You just posted that Jay-Z made them diss songs. What did Jay-Z say about Nas' albums? One of them was Illmatic, and the other 5 was.
But look about.
Was he lying?
But think about it.
Was he lying?
But think about it like this. Like, I feel like me personally, I feel like Jay won the battle. But Nas, in that whole series of them going back and forth, Nas only dropped one song. Jay had to do 3 or did 3. Like, you know what I mean? And it's like for Jay-Z to come at a dude 3 times, I felt like that was kind of like
he felt threat.
He knew, yeah, there you go. Like, we always, I'm always throw Jay in that top 2. Like, I'm sorry. Like, that's just, you say you didn't listen to that shit. I did. I was always like, all over the place. Like, Goody Mob, Juvenile, shit, Fabulous. I like AZ, Slick Rick. I mean, you know what I'm saying? Like, all that kind of shit. Like, I've always been a fan of that kind of shit, just music in general. So I try to keep an unbiased opinion. So, you know.
Like I can say about Nas, like Nas is an icon because of all that he done. Like Nas will never be in no miss. He always keep it cool. He was in Belly, was an iconic movie. You got to give him that. His music always kind of been the same though. He never been on no foolishness. Like he always kind of been uplifting. He did Uchi Wally. You know what I'm saying? There was one song though, but he always been up here or whatever. As far as like his whole overall message. So I get it. I just feel like us in the South, if you had to go to knock on people's doors, like, hey man, put out your Nas album. We ain't playing.
You ain't gonna get too many.
You're not gonna get it. So when you ask them who they top 5, they might say Nas though. Yeah. So it's like I just don't feel like I feel like this album was definitely not trash. I ain't got the trash bag. He wasn't bad, but I just. Yeah, I feel like he was like a 6. I could give it a 7. He was talking. He was talking or whatever. He did talk about relationships, black people. He talked about that a lot. And it wasn't bad at all or whatever. I
thought about it. Like you said, it's that mature album. That's what they was talking about. And I'm going to tell you, it's about an 8 or a 9. Because you know what I thought about? It's like I can listen to this and like it actually like be relevant to what I'm doing in life right now. Versus like listening to like some niggas
Annabelle on your lap,
you know, doing whatever. Like,
look, like I said, I'm a Nas fan. I've always been one. My favorite song was number 10 when the first came on with AZ and Foxy Brown or with Cormega on there. Like, come on, man. I lost my shit.
I kind of like the song with A$AP Ferg and them, the last song, I guess. Like, it was some good songs with him. It wasn't bad at all.
Hey, you know what? I like that. My favorite was Car 85.
Yeah, good song.
You know what it made me think about? It made me think about Rick Ross.
Is that a Texas cab?
Nah, Rick Ross Maybach music.
Yeah, he can do like a series with it, like you know what I mean,
like that, dude. I'm saying like the.
So you listen, you think you would put Nas above Rick Ross discography?
We talking about 2 different, man.
I'm gonna jump out of it.
We talking about like, man, come on, man. You know, starting a whole another topic.
I'm just saying, I'm gonna jump out of it.
Like, no, man, I can't even.
Nas is definitely.
It's like
Nas would not be in my top 5. No, he wouldn't be.
Hey, I mean, all fans love him, you know.
But can we say this? Nas is the uncle.
About those. True. Like your favorite top 5, or like, watch this. You know what you think? You know what you need to think about Nas? The dude who say Nas in their top 5. And they haven't even listened to him hardly. That's just the respect and like the lure that Nas got. So it's like that's a big deal too.
He got a persona. Nas is the dude that I get in the car with, and I'm like, man, I'm riding with Uncle Nas today. Like, and it's just gonna be like,
uncle with the sandals on at the barbecue.
No, not the barbecue, not the sandals. He gonna have that silk on. You know what I'm saying? He gonna have that silk on, and he gonna be spitting game the whole time we riding together. And it's like, and the girls gonna like him too, like the younger girls, the older girls. Like
the nigga could have silk on, and it could be 103, and he ain't sweating. And it's like, how do you do that? Like,
he a cool dude. He a cool dude.
Man, I don't know. They could have had fans on him or whatever. Look here, man. We're gonna wrap it up. Make sure y'all subscribe, comment on the YouTube page, follow us on Facebook at Universal_Citizens318. Make sure y'all check us out on Instagram, same tag at Universal_Citizens318. Follow myself at TRoss318 and CJ at _humble_sinner. Man, your shit be throwing me off, boy, sometimes. They get me. And make sure you follow Renell at Renell J. Fellas, we got any closing remarks for this week? Like, if we want to give any encouraging words to the people out there, make sure we let them know that they need to go on and interact with us so we can get some more perspectives on
My thing is, like, look, comment on the post, write your question down if you want us to discuss something that you think is like something that you want to hear us talk about, because we just did a subscriber question. We're going to do that every week. So comment, subscribe, and, hey, we'll talk about it.
Man, watch this.
Yeah.
Tomorrow is Labor Day.
Okay, but you got some home improvement?
Get your little rest in. Chill out. Don't do too much. Because today we was around this bitch just lounging, and it was like, boy, that Labor Day came right on time.
Yeah, man, got to take care of yourself, man. Take care of your mental. Make sure y'all stay focused on what you got to do. Don't let this Rona get you caught up. Don't let whatever else you dealing with get caught up. If y'all going through something, drop a comment and let's talk about it. We're going to get interactive, too, on Facebook, so y'all make sure y'all stay tuned. We got something coming. It's coming. It's on the way. So, signing off for this week, we are the Universal Citizens. We'll check y'all next week.